At this evening's City Council meeting here in Jersey City, the Council voted unanimously 9-0 to pass a 1% payroll tax on all employers in Jersey City who employ non-Jersey City residents. Each council person explained their vote before voting, and Councilman Jermaine Robinson, who had abstained on the first reading of the ordinance, voted yesterday to approve the 1% payroll tax. Robinson faced a bit of a dilemma while voting because as a small business owner, he acknowledged that there will definitely be an impact on small businesses with the 1% payroll tax, but at the same time, he wanted to make sure that Jersey City schools are funded.
So I felt it was just my duty to make sure that instead of abstaining on what was going on, I wanted to really make a point that if it's going to hurt me, which I do believe it's going to hurt a lot of small business owners around the city, I'm going to just tighten my belt and say I'm all for it. I'm going to go all in and make sure that the kids are, well educated. This is just a start. It's not the end all be all. We're going to have to sit back at the table. We're going to have to fight with the business owners. I understand that, to make sure that we get this thing situated and the tax go through.
Council President Rolando Lavaro spoke at length before his vote, explaining that he introduced his own initiative for a 1% payroll tax that included a compromise in order to assuage business owners about the potential economic impact of the 1% payroll tax. His initiative would sunset a payroll tax after 2 years on local businesses. We asked the council president that even though he voted with the council to approve the 1% payroll tax, did he vote reluctantly because it doesn't include some of the provisions that he was striving for?
I mean, it was not a reluctant vote. It was, look, would I have preferred my alternative and solution that I proposed at the council caucus last night? I would have. But knowing that this was the only option before me and that I had to cast a vote and there wasn't anything else coming up for a vote, and so it wasn't a reluctant vote. I know that we need to fund our schools, and so this will move forward, and I have concerns about ultimately the economic impact, but we'll have to see if we can address that later, and hopefully it'll stand up in court and everything else.
Several representatives from industry associations with businesses in Jersey City pleaded before the council not to pass the ordinance. Council President LaVar expects them to challenge the ordinance in court.
Well, we'll see what the end result is. I do expect that they're going to issue a court challenge at a very minimum, and then there's, as I mentioned, a petition and referendum process that will ultimately they may undertake. That's not clear whether they're going to actually execute it, although there was suggestions that they would. If all of that happens and it doesn't conclude all of those attempts to stop the execution or implementation of it, if it doesn't conclude by a certain period of time, by the time the budget needs to be approved for the schools, which is late spring into early summer, then it could potentially make it it may not be possible to collect the monies to be able to actually insert into the school budget.
Mark Busich reporting here at Jersey City City Hall for Hudson County View, the eye of the community.